Hi, at the table, this time with our Cad Red light. And it's a color we all know, but look at how yellow it actually is. Just glows with its own light. And richly opaque too, and that's why it's so perfect for using full strength right out of the tube. You can put this anywhere in your painting that you want the eye to go. And cadmium red light will draw attention to itself each and every time. Now the beautiful yellow glow and radiance that you see coming off the color has to do with the fact that it has a very strong cadmium yellow component. But all that brightness is really just in the top tone. When you go to add white to it, as I'm going to do here, this is first with our titanium zinc white. It's a strong opaque white. On the cool side, you can see how all that color really dropped, and that's because of the opacity of the titanium sitting on top of the red. One solution is to use a more transparent, warmer white. This is our flake white, which is going to gently enhance the Cad Red light, mixing from the bottom up, and it's going to be able to capture some of that warmth from the top tone. And although it will give you a more transparent tint, it will certainly have a lot more color in it than with the titanium. Another way you can go, if you want the opacity, is to use our brilliant yellow light, because this has titanium white in it, but also a very rich, warm yellow pigment. You're going to still have a lot of color in your tint, as well as a really nice glow. You're not going to lose any of that from the cadmium red light. Traditionally, cadmium red light is found on a portrait palette. I've got some burnt sienna here. It has replaced the now obsolete vermilion, and the reason you would use the cadmium red light is it's going to bring a lot of warmth and brilliance to your flesh tone. I put a little flake white in there, and you can see how that is now going to enable a skin tone in a portrait to have a lot of presence and a nice focus. An even more colorful way to build a flesh tone would be with our yellow ochre, and this is a pure yellow earth, so with the cadmium red light it's going to create a really vibrant orange that we're going to tint out. And now you have a skin tone, a basic skin tone, that's really going to enable all the light areas of your portrait to really glow because of the warmth of the cadmium combining with the natural glow of the yellow earth for a really colorful flesh. The warmth of the cadmium red light, all that radiance, can actually be a challenge when you want to cool it off or deepen the value. You can certainly use your alizarin crimson if you have that on your palette. Because the alizarin is transparent, it will sit underneath the opaque Cad Red light and allow some of that radiance to come through. The other solution is just to have a couple of other cadmium reds on your palette along with the Cad Red light. This is our Cad Red medium, and there's what you would turn to as an alternative when you want a deeper warm cadmium that's nice and opaque, really rich opaque red. Or there's the cadmium red deep, and this is both cool and opaque and still very red without being brownish, because that's what happens with a Cad Red light. A lot of times when you're trying to cool it off with a red you might have that might not be alizarin, you're going to see it's going to make an earth color on you. It's going to appear to brown out. On the other hand, you might want to take advantage of that characteristic of Cad Red light to create very earthy neutrals. I like pairing it with an ultramarine blue, which I've done here. You can see you're going to get brown. It's going to be cool in the undertone, but because the Cad Red light is so warm, you've almost created an Indian red here. A really nice, vibrant, warm top tone and a cool undertone. Another way to go is with our cinnabar green light. This is based on a cool Viridian with Cad Yellow, and if you put the Cad Red light in there, you're going to create a very warm brown. Be careful not to use too much of your red because it is so strong. And there you can see you're going to get a really saturated raw sienna, like neutral. In fact, that could be your raw sienna. So as you can see, quality really matters when you go to choose a pure cadmium red light, because it's the only way you're going to get this beautiful glow, and that glow is going to remain visible even in your mixtures. So enjoy.